Hey, this is Steve Manning again for Reality Bites, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, or least favorite subjects, bad behavior. But I mean, this making out in public, and sometimes it could go too far. I mean, I was stuck in a movie theater is arguably the biggest bastion. Cell phones, everybody's got cell phones. Public restrooms. Littering, I just don't get littering. I am obsessed with bad behavior, so much so that I created a TV show called Bad Behavior, which knocked around Hollywood for a while, and I think probably got stolen and is now on TV on Bravo, called something like Things I Hate About You. So anyway, we're gonna make a little movie today called Bad Behavior, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the streets and we're gonna try to find some people engaged in bad behavior. One of my favorite bad behaviors, I think, is the double kiss. I don't get the double kiss. It's like a French thing, first of all. I don't understand how it crossed the Atlantic.
Well, this is New York. It's like the melting pot, right? This is where everybody comes together, so I figure a European aspect is just kind of a normal aspect of lifestyle here.
And the problem with double kissing for me is that, first of all, I never expect it. As an American, if you're going to give somebody a kiss, you expect that it's going to be just your little regular American kiss, and that's it.
It's congruent. It's got to be felt. It's got to be seen. You know, it's got to be a connection. It's an understanding.
But then the double kisser just puts you in a bad position because you're not expecting it, and you give the little kiss, and then all of a sudden you see that she's coming back at you.
But you can always be kind of certain that if it's going to go farther than the one kiss, it's probably going to end at the two. You're not going to go 3 or 4.
So there's never a triple?
Well, not that I know of.
Public affection. I know when you first start in a relationship, it's just like you're in love and you don't care. But I mean, this making out in public, and sometimes it could go too far. I mean, I was stuck on a subway once, crowded subway, and I don't like subways to begin with. I could not move. And I had this couple in front of me, not that attractive, by the way, and they were just right in my face. The public affection, you got to be careful with that. I mean, littering, I just don't get littering. In the streets of New York, or even in Nyack, there's a garbage can on every corner. If you have a candy bar, you wait until you get to the corner and throw your paper out.
It's just bad behavior to litter.
Well, I wasn't thinking at the time. My behavior is mostly good, but sometimes I get very nervous and I just drop things on the ground without thinking.
So littering is like a nervous reaction for you?
Very nervous reaction to me, yeah.
Public restrooms. Public restrooms are a problem. When you get the urinal glance over thing, I don't know if it's a natural thing or it's just, it's a little bit creepy if you're at the urinal and you got the guy next door just next to you at the next urinal, just one of these things. The urinal glance over is bad behavior.
Excuse me, miss?
Yes.
Oh, I see that you're sitting at a Reality Bites table here, and you haven't ordered anything from us, but you're drinking Starbucks coffee. Have you given any thought to that you're sitting at Reality Bites table?
I didn't know that I needed to order anything. This is just a nice table, so I just sat down.
We've got people who use my outdoor tables to just sit down and enjoy food from another place.
Well, I didn't see anybody sitting out here, so I figured it was fine to sit here. I mean, if that table was being used up, then maybe it wouldn't be okay, but...
Now, I don't know. It's just behavior that I would never consider myself, to just sit down with food from another place at another restaurant's tables.
Well, I'll tell you what, I happen to have a menu here for Reality Bites, and you should keep it in mind. Next time we have great food here, and maybe next time you will try some of our coffee or some of our food.
Okay.
Movies. The movie theater is arguably the biggest bastion for bad behavior of all sorts that I think that we have in this society.
But if you're going to come up with a cell phone and have it ringing in the theater, that's a no-no. What a person like me would do is grab that cell phone. There's a wall right behind me, right? What I do is I take that cell phone and I chuck it into the wall, breaks in pieces. That's my movie.
There's a difference between taking a call and trying to be private about it, but you have these cell phone yackers, and they are talking about personal stuff, and it's just insane that there are people who do not seem to mind screaming out their personal conversations, their boyfriends, whatever, in public spaces, in a restaurant, on buses. Now buses are tough because you cannot escape. If you're on a bus or a train with a cell phone yacker, there's just no escape. It's just very inconsiderate, bad behavior. I also wrote a book called Bad Behavior, Ravings of a Neurotic New Yorker, which some of the manuscript is here. On the cover, there's a picture of an old man turning back to look at a young girl's ass as she walks past, which is an interesting, it's sort of a hybrid bad behavior, because I don't think turning back to, in general, I think it's a very natural thing for a man and sometimes for women to turn back and look at the ass of an attractive person who just passed. The problem with men looking back at a woman as they get older, there's a cutoff point, and it's hard to pinpoint where it is.
Sir, we were standing across the street and I couldn't help noticing that it seemed like you were engaged in the old ass look back. Is that correct?
Can you think of a better thing to look at?
The man is never going to think he's too old to look back at the ass. But he's got to get, in that case, he's got to get some exogenous feedback from his wife or family.
So are you married to that man that we were just talking to?
Yes, for 46 years.
Did you have any idea that he engages in the old ass look back technique?
I certainly was aware of it from the day I met him.
And
In fact, I used to point some out for him to look at.
so you approve of the ass look back?
I think it's a healthy attitude for a man to look, not necessarily to touch, but to look is good.
But it starts to look like bad behavior after you reach a certain age to do that.
I have not reached that age yet and don't ever intend to reach that age.
Actually, I think it's very nice that at this stage of his life, he's still interested enough to look.
So that was bad behavior. And bad behavior is just an ongoing thing. We just got to see a few bad behaviors today, but that's really just bad behavior part 1. We're going to be doing sequels, hopefully, to bad behavior, and we're open to suggestions. So if any of you have your own bad behaviors, your own pet peeves that you would like to see chronicled in part 2 or part 3, then you let us know, and we'll think about it, and we'll try to get them into the subsequent bad behavior movies. Thank you very much for listening. Steve Mannon for Reality Bites saying thanks for coming. Enjoy yourself at Reality Bites. Good night.